Welcome participant for the SWAM course Animal Waste Management module name Handling and Hazard of Animal Waste under week 2 lecture number 5 Water Contamination through the Waste. Myself Dr. Anuradha Kumari, assistant professor in the Department of Livestock Production Management, Faculty of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Rajiv Gandhi South Campus, Barkacha. Today we will discuss how the animal waste lead to the water pollution under the following subheadings. First, what is the water pollution? Sources and way that leads to water contamination by the livestock waste. Microbial aspect of drinking water. Microbial aspect of the livestock waste. Strategy to prevent the contamination of the water bodies by the livestock waste. Different regulatory frameworks. Animal feeding operation, where animals are reared for the different product like a meat and milk, vary in the scale operation, maybe small scale run by the farming laborer or large intensive livestock farming system. In all these system of farming, because of confinement of animal to a particular site, there is a chances during the flood that the animal waste and water from these animal feeding operation run off and contaminate the nearby water bodies. These intensified practices of rearing a livestock pollute the river with a different type of nutrient like the phosphorus and nitrogen and with the different type of pathogenic organism also. This nutrient and the pathogenic microorganism may also uh, reach to the water body through the surface runoff when these animal waste are applied to fertilize the agriculture field. With increasing the population of human and the demand of agriculture product day by day, more and more animals are reared into the intensified production system, lead to development of huge of amount of waste, and there is a increase the possibility of water contamination by these animal wastes. Now we will discuss the how animal waste and the water quality. As we know, the most traditional way of handling animal waste by applying it on the agriculture field to fertilize the soil with the different type of macro and primary plant nutrient. When this manure applied in excess beyond the capacity of plant requirement, the excess nutrient may leach off to the nearby water body, mostly occur in the case of the nitrogen. This nitrogen, ammonical nitrogen converted into nitrate and with the runoff they are reaching to the near of water body. Sometimes this nitrate may also lead to the groundwater. Later on, this nitrate become the component of the drinking water used for animals and human also. Globally, nitrate is considered one of the most common groundwater contaminant and is primarily introduced into the environment by the agriculture activity because related with excessive use of animal manure as a fertilizer. According to the international standard, nitrate concentration in the drinking water and surface water used for the drinking purpose should not be beyond the 50 milligram per liter of water, and the value beyond this is unacceptable. So, what is the water pollution? Water pollution is simply the contamination and degradation in the quality of different types of water bodies like river, oceans, groundwater, and small water bodies also like pond and stream. Water pollution happens when some harmful substances, whether naturally or unnaturally, enter into the water body and make altered its composition, finally make the water unfit for different purposes like the drinking, washing. Water pollutant broadly classified into two categories: chemical pollutant and biological pollutant. Domestic effluent and farm waste mainly contain the biological pollutant. However, industrial, mining, and agriculture mm, pollutant contain both chemical and biological pollutant in water. There are the different sources. What are the different sources through which livestock contaminate the water? Improper disposal of animal carcasses. Pollution of water also occur by throwing animal carcasses on the running water stream. Animals sometimes during the consume the water by entering into the water body. During this process, they defecate and urinate and make the water polluted. Fecal materials sometimes are collected near the water body, also are the potential source of water contamination. Some animals like the pig, dog and buffalo have a digging habit by which they pollute the water. What are the different contaminants present in the animal feed that affect the water quality? As we have discussed, different of the nutrient like the phosphorus and the nitrogen and different pathogen. Along with them, different veterinary pharmaceuticals, heavy metal used in the animal feeding, and naturally excreted are hormones are also present in the animal waste. Along with that, nowadays, so huge amount of antibiotic is used to prevent and the control of disease, and also use as a growth stimulant in the animal agriculture system. These practices of promoting use of antibiotic increase the antibiotic resistance among the microbial population present and have a potential to increase this resistance to the natural occurring pathogen when these visit to the nearby water bodies. Animal waste also contains the pesticides applied to the spray field. Animal waste also contain the different type of organic material, and all these organic material have a very high biological oxygen demand. As you can see how that livestock rearing system can pollute the nearby water body by different type of the pollutant and the pathogens. Health effect of this contaminant on the human: different type of gastrointestinal illness like diarrhea, fever, vomition occurs because of use of contaminated drinking water, mainly in the people living in the low and medium income setting. Cryptosporidium, which is a protozoal parasite, may be present in the human or animal excreta, and through their and the contamination of human excreta and animal excreta, they will reaches to the water body and lead to the different waterborne diseases that have a very threatened effect on the public health, mainly in the case of young children. Along with the different gastrointestinal illness, these contaminants have a different result into the different type of skin illness and respiratory problems also. So what are the different potential effect of exposure of different water body with the different types of contaminant present in the animal waste? First and most importantly, the eutrophication is the significant environment issue related to excessive enrichment of water body with the nutrient, primarily nitrogen and phosphorus, present in animal waste. What are the different way through which animal waste contribute to the eutrophication? First is the nutrient runoff. When animal waste is not properly managed, and the nutrient from the animal manure wash along with the waste water or runoff water and reach to the nearby water bodies. This runoff increases the nutrient load in the water bodies, leads to the excessive growth of algae and other aquatic plants, leads to eutrophication. Other mechanism through which animal waste lead to eutrophication is the direct discharge. In some cases, wastewater from animal feeding operation directly applied to the water body without proper disposal or treatment. Other way of through which animal waste lead to eutrophication is improper management of animal manure. Some properly managed manure storage system and application practices lead to leak of nutrient to these water bodies. Improper management increase the risk of this nutrient entering into the water body and algal bloom. Phosphorus in the feed. High phosphorus contained in animal feed end up into the animal manure. When such type of manure are applied in the large quantity or without proper treatment, this excess phosphorus will reach to the water body and resulting into the algal bloom, that is, and finally eutrophication. So what are the different consequences of this eutrophication on the water bodies? First is the algal bloom, as we have discussed. Excessive nutrient enrichment via the animal waste promote the growth of algae, leading to algal bloom. Algal bloom is characterized by the growth of bad type of algae, that is blue-green algae. Because of excessive growth of this type of blue-green algae, the cell of the algae clump together and appear on the top surface of water like a chopped grass blade or a green mat. As a consequence of this bloom, As a consequence, as a result of this algal bloom, they produce a different type of toxin that is harmful for the aquatic life and the human also. And they also create the dead zone where the life of other fish and other organism is not possible. Other consequence of eutrophication is the reduced oxygen level in the water body. After the algal bloom, when these blooms and when these algae and different aquatic plant are degraded, they use oxygen. So there is a reduce in the oxygen level in the water and development of the hypoxic anorexic condition. In that condition, it is very impossible to survive the fish and different type of aquatic life. Because of this algal bloom and eutrophication, the change in the water quality and the habitat condition of water also, it will disruption in the aquatic system and overall loss in the biodiversity that lead into the growth of certain type of species and prevent the growth of other types of plant aquatic species. Eutrophication or this algal bloom also affect the quality of water and water quality degraded, and it is not suitable for the different purposes like the drinking and washing hand. And as a result, water quality degraded, cost of treatments is also increased. Now we will discuss microbial aspects of drinking water. There should be not any type of bacteria present in the drinking water. However, mostly two type of bacteria present in the drinking water. First is are the natural inhabitant, and it is mainly consists of saprophytic type of bacteria which grow and multiply in the temperature range of 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. These organisms derive their nutrient from the decaying organic matter present in the water. This bacteria is of not so much significance in the case except the cases when they are present in the large number. Other group of bacteria that is present in the water are the adventitious group of bacteria. They are not normally inhabited, they are entered through some other sources, and they are not able to survive in the water for the long period of time. Presence of this type of bacteria is very harmful है. Such type of bacteria are the nitrosomonas nitrovector. Identification of all these type of different type of pathogenic microbial population in the drinking water is not possible, and it is time consuming also. Therefore, the mechanism of indicator organism is developed. These indicator organism are adapted as a model for the pathogenic microorganism. Indicator organism wants for the potential presence of pathogenic microorganism and also indicate the efficiency of treatment system. Indicator organism share the character with the pathogenic enteric bacteria. What are the different criteria is used for the indicator microorganism? The presence, this indicator microorganism present whenever pathogen pollutant are present and absent whenever the pollutant and pathogen are absent. Have a similar survival time as a pathogenic microorganism. Occur in a greater number than the pathogen and must have a similar resistance to the disinfectant and different environmental stressors. Their detection is easy and can easily be detected, have a character which allow their easily identification and distributed in the random sample. So what are the different type of microorganisms and bacteria are traditionally used as the indicator organism? They are the total coliform count and fecal coliform bacteria. Total coliform count consists of E. coli, Klebsiella, Citrobacter and Enterobacter. However, E. coli and some of the Klebsiella are represent the fecal coliform and are associated with the intestinal tract of human, warm-blooded animals and the birds. E. coli are specifically associated with the fecal material and present when the fecal material present and absent when fecal material absent. Therefore, E. coli is mainly a specific indicator of fecal contamination and possible presence of pathogenic microorganism. However, these E. coli are less persistent than some of the pathogenic enteric bacteria, provirus and protozoa. Therefore, absence of E. coli in the water treatment system not guarantee the absence of other pathogenic organism and having a low health risk. So, for that condition, coliphages, viruses of E. coli bacteria and Clostridium perfringens spore have been utilized as an indicator of virus and protozoa respectively. Depending upon the presence of the indicator organism, Different national and international standard have developed for the drinking water. For all the water intended for drinking purpose, organisms like E. coli and thermotolerant coliform bacteria should not be detected in any of 100 ml of sample tested. For the treated water entering the distribution system, organisms like the E. coli and thermotolerant bacteria, along with the total coliform bacteria, must not be detectable in any of 100 ml of the sample. Treated water that is present in the distribution system, organisms like the E. coli thermotolerant bacteria, along with the total coliform bacteria, must not be detectable in any of the 100 ml of sample detector. However, the total coliform bacteria must not be detectable in any of 100 ml sample. In case when large number of sample examined throughout the year, 95% of the sample should be free of this total coliform bacteria. Individual small community supply for the organism like coliform E. coli should not be present more than 10 in per 100 ml of sample. If repeatedly found, this water should be rejected, not acceptable. Microbial aspect of livestock waste. Fecal streptococci, they are found in the skin, mucous membrane, milk, as well as intestinal tract of man and human. Those present in the intestinal tract are known as fecal streptococci. Example are fecal Streptococcus bovis, Streptococcus equinus. Presence of this group of bacteria in the water is regarded as the important confirmatory evidence that the pollution is of recent. Next group of microbes present in the livestock waste as the Clostridium welchi. As these intestinal inhabitants are spore forming, they can survive for longer time compared to E. coli, and they are resistant to the chlorination process also. Presence of this Clostridium welchi organism in absence of coliform group indicate that the contamination is not of very recent type. Other microbial species of significance in the animal waste are the Clostridium perfringens. Again, these are spore-forming resistant bacteria present in the human intestinal tract and so they are present in the vegetation and soil when their excreta contaminated by the animal manure. Clostridium perfringens are present in very relatively high numbers and more persistent than other enteric pathogenic bacteria. This Clostridium perfringens cause the enteric illness in agriculture. Animal include the overeating disease in the goat and calf food diarrhea. Some viruses also present in the drinking water like the viruses of FMD, rinderpest and Newcastle diseases in if the animal manure contaminated the nearby water bodies. So what are the different management strategies we should follow to prevent the contamination of different water bodies with the animal manure? First important is the manure management system. We should use the proper manure storage facility and regular monitoring if there is any leakage and breakage occurred. By use of buffer zone. Buffer zone is a stabilization that is developed in between the water bodies and animal farming system. These buffer zone help in the nutrient absorption and reduce the nutrient load in the water that going to the different water bodies. Different nutrient management plan. We should develop different nutrient management plan as per the requirement of the plant and always avoid the excessive application of manure on the agriculture field. We have already discussed the different nutrition system like the composting and aerobic digestion. Today we will discuss how the constructed wetland system help in reducing the nutrient load that is coming to the nutrient load from the animal waste. Along with that, by different policies and regulation, we can manage the nutrient discharge in the nearby water bodies. So first we will discuss the buffer zone. Buffer zone is a critical in controlling water pollution caused by the animal waste. This buffer zone or area often vegetated and normally stabilized between the agriculture and the water bodies, help in the filtration of the different types of nutrient pollutant present in the animal waste. The different mechanism through which this buffer zone help to reduce the concentration of nutrient in the animal waste. First important is the filtration of the pollutant. Buffer zone trap sediment carried by the runoff. so reducing their concentration that entering into the water body. Vegetation present in the buffer zone absorb the nutrient for their plant growth and finally result in reduce in the concentration of this nutrient in the animal waste. Microbes, different type of organic matters and microbes that are present in buffer zone. They break down the sum of pollutant and the pathogen present in the waste, animal waste. Most important by the reduction of runoff velocity. Vegetation present in the buffer zone slow down the runoff velocity of the waste, allowing more time for the pollutant to settle and absorb before they are reaching into the water body. For the effective use of buffer zone, the two important thing is the width of buffer zone and diversity. Wider the buffer zone and diverse the vegetation, it is more helpful for the nutrient dilution and absorption. Next important mechanism for controlling the nutrient overload in the wastewater is the constructed wetland. Constructed wetland engineered system that mimic the natural wasteland. They typically consist of series of shallow basins with a wetland vegetable designed to treat the waste water and runoff. Water flow Water containing the animal waste flow through this constructed wetland where they interact with the soil, microorganism and the vegetation of the wetland. This interaction promote different type of physical, chemical, biological process that help in removal of the nutrient from the animal waste. Mechanism that help into the nutrient removal from the animal waste is by the plant uptake. Wetland vegetation absorb the nutrient like the nitrogen and phosphorus for their growth. So this vegetation act as a living filter. Their root of the wetland system offer a good environment for the different type of bacteria to multiply. Finally, this bacteria degraded the complex molecule into simple and also help into release of the different type of gases. Along with the other mechanism, absorption mechanism, nutrient get absorbed onto the soil particle of wetland system, finally reducing their overload. Not only the concentration of nutrient, the concentration of different pathogenic bacteria and microorganisms is also reduced as a result of the constructed wetland mechanism. Constructed wetland remove not only the organic matter and nutrient, also the many emergent pollutant like the metals and veterinary pharmaceutical. The most important part in the constructed wetland is played by the plant. They uptake the different nutrient for their growth and finally reduce their concentration in the runoff water. There are the different mechanisms through which mainly the nutrient that is the nitrogen is removed in the constructed wetland. First is the nitrification. This process predominated under the aerobic condition. As a result of this, the ammonia that is present in the animal waste converted into nitrate. Under the anaerobic condition, denitrification process is the main mechanism through which the nitrogen is removed from the animal waste. As we have already discussed, the nutrient is taken up by the plant for their growth, helping to reduction in their concentration in the animal waste. Sedimentation and absorption. Nitrogen in the form of whatever the nitrogen present in the form of organic matter can be settled out of the water column or absorbed onto the substrate of the constructed wetland system. Last one is the ammonification. Some component of organic nitrogen compound in the wasteland broken down by bacteria into ammonia that will be act as a substrate for the nitrification process. What are the different key factors that help in the effective removal of the nitrogen from the animal waste? Is the first important is the hydrostatic retention time. Longer is the retention time, more is the removal of nutrient from the animal waste. Oxygen level. Balance between the aerobic and anaerobic condition in the wetland system is important for effective removal of nutrient, mainly the nitrogen, through the nitrification and denitrification process. Temperature. Normally warmer temperature enhance the microbial activity and that help in removal of more and more nitrogen nutrient from the wasteland system. Other management technique that can be used to reduce the nutrient content and pathogenic level in the animal waste are improve animal management technique like the timely vaccination of animal use of prophylactic antibiotic therapy, improvement in animal diet, maintenance on farm hygiene and sanitation. Along with that, different type of the biological, physical and chemical method help to reduce the pathogenic load in the animal waste. Among that, different flocculation and coagulation method. This coagulant help in clumping of small particle together that can finally remove by the different physical processes like filtration, sedimentation and screening. What are the different regulatory framework that regulate the discharge of different types of waste, include the animal waste into the water body? The key legislation are the Water Act 1974. This is the primary legislation for water pollution control in India. It empowers the Central Pollution Board and State Pollution Board to regulate and monitor the quality of water. Next one is the Environmental Protection Act 1986. This act provides a comprehensive framework for the environment protection that include the solid and liquid animal waste also. It empowers the Central Pollution Board to enforce environmental standard. Animal Husbandry Act 1954. This act regulates animal husbandry practices that include the animal waste management for promoting the animal welfare and preventing the any type of pollution through the animal waste. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climatic Changes formulate the policy and guidelines for environmental conservation and pollution control for the country. So there is a significant negative impact of animal waste on the environment and mainly the water pollution. When this contaminated water come to the public health, lead to different type of waterborne diseases. This animal waste also lead to the eutrophication and algal bloom because of excess nutrient from the animal waste trigger the eutrophication, leading to the harmful algal bloom that reduce the oxygen level in the water body and finally affect the different type of aquatic life. Not only because of different types of nutrient, different chemical contaminant present in the animal waste like antibiotic and pesticide that further degrade the quality of water. So there is a need of sustainable waste management practices should be implemented to prevent the contamination of nearby water bodies. In that series, buffer zone play important role in mitigation of water pollution from the animal waste runoff by the mechanism of filtration. Simultaneously, constructed wasteland utilize a combination of biological, physical, and the chemical process and effective in removing of the nutrient present in wasteland. So, by combining all this strategy, we can effectively manage the nutrient load present in the animal manure and finally we can reduce the harmful effect of water contamination by runoff of this animal waste into the nearby water bodies. Thank you.